Welcome back to Farmer's Dynasty. And in the last episode I planted the fields, all of them. I have 4 fields. If we take a look at the map, the big one over here, they're all in wheat. I got them all planted and fertilized and everything they need. And I'm waiting for a harvest. Now that was in April. If we take a look at the map or the time now, it's now May. So I've gone a month waiting for the crops to grow. In the meantime, what I've been doing is getting up, milking the cows, collecting the eggs, checking to see if there's any easy quests to do. I just finished milking the cows a few minutes ago, so let's go down before I send time away again. Alright, let me check and see what the crop. You can see the grass is growing. I had everything mowed. I'm going to have to dang mow the thing again. Now, I've got a scaffold up here because I'll show you that in a minute. So, still no sign of growth on this field. This is the first one we did, and it's showing growth. The other 2 fields are later. Let's see, the one on the right here shows a little bit of growth. I don't think the other one shows any at all. Yeah, it doesn't. This one shows a little bit. Something happened on this one where part of the field got seeded and the other part didn't. So there's a part right here that's not seeded, this part right here. And I didn't want to come in here and destroy the other stuff that's growing to reseed, so I let it go. If we look at it, you'll notice it's only 93% sown. I'm just going to leave it. Then the scaffolding I put up, let me show you that. What happened was, if you remember, I used metal and I fixed all the metal doors. I changed all the wooden doors to metal doors. And what else did I do? I forgot to do this. I did this silo, but I wasn't aware that the top is rusted. Somebody told me about that, hey, you didn't do the top of the silo. I put the scaffolding up, and sure enough, it's all rusty. We're going to fix this. Let's see, rebuild with metal. This should help keep water from getting into the grain. Now, I don't store a lot of grain. I usually sell it as soon as I get it. That may change once I've set a little bit of money aside, or bought all my equipment, fixed all my house, and all that kind of stuff. I don't see anything else that I can fix here, so I guess that's it. And then we'll take the scaffolding down. And then there was another place I missed. Somebody said something about the bottom of the silo, but the bottom looks fine. I don't see any problem with the bottom. I don't see any place else that shows any wear and tear. And if they're talking about the inside, there's no way to get inside that I know of. But let me get this scaffolding down here. And then we're going to go back in. I missed another spot in the cow barn. I got the metal doors up, but I didn't fix these stanchions here. So I'm going to do that now. You can turn them into metal from this old rotty wood. Isn't that sweet? Even where the hay goes. Which isn't hay, it's straw, but there you go. So let's fix these up, make the cows all happy. Happy cows or milky cows. Whoops, missed one. I don't want to make a metal cow. Alright, that should have all of those. And I didn't see anything else that I could do. I looked around. I used the magic eye thingamabobby, and I can't see anything else to fix. right at this time. Now, there may be stuff that you can get once we get that construction truck. There may be some things we can do. I may be able to put new brick on, or a new roof, that kind of stuff. That I can do that, but I need that truck first. Let me get rid of the thing here. I'm going to... I replanted in April, and I've already got fruit. So let me get this stuff. I'm going to get all my tomatoes. And then I'm getting more tomatoes than anything else. So I think the next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch fruit. And I'll show you what I mean once I get all these tomatoes done. I got a ton of tomatoes I can sell too. And I'm not sure whether I should make food first or just sell the raw fruit. I'm thinking just selling the fruit because I'm lazy. You can make soup and sell it, but the problem is that in the game, your wife doesn't make the soup that I can tell. She's not made any yet. And I put tomatoes and pumpkins and zucchinis in the pantry, but she doesn't make soup. She makes pizza, hamburger, and a fish thing if you go fishing, which I do. The problem is in the game, to make the soup, I have to make the soup. And you can only make 1 can at a time. So if you had 200 tomatoes, it'd take a long time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch the tomatoes over here, and I'll put the pumpkins and zucchini here so I can get more pumpkins and zucchini. I have no idea which one sells better, but let's see. Let's start with the tomatoes, and I'll redo tomatoes here on this side. These smaller trays here, and then we'll do zucchini. Let's do zucchini. And then we'll do pumpkins. I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, my personal person here, zucchini, pumpkins, and tomatoes, they all make soup, and I think the food value is the same. So the only difference might be if we decide to sell our products. I don't know whether tomatoes get a higher price than pumpkins or zucchini. I guess I could test that theory, but let's make sure the water's up, and we're done. Let me take a quick peep to see if there's any good quests. I'm not taking the plowing field ones because they take forever to do. Generally, I'll take one that's a fixie buildy thing because they're easy. Most of the time on a fixing somebody's building, after the initial tutorial phase of the game, when you have a building to fix, it's usually instantaneous. You just walk in the building, it says, boom, you're done, and you go collect your money. I find occasionally there's a building that doesn't do that, and you actually have to fix it, which is okay too, because it doesn't take very long. It's not like plowing a field. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing this, where I'm going to save the game. Okay. And then, did it do it? There it goes. Game saved. And then I'm going to eat. Let's eat some. We had a lot of tomatoes. Let's eat some tomatoes. And then sleep. I'm not sleeping for the week. I'm only sleeping for the day because that way I can milk the cows in and get the eggs. Okay, it is now May the 3rd, and my routine is to run out, check the fields, see if any of them are ripe yet. They're not. collect the eggs, milk the cows, check and see if there's any quests to do. There's a transport quest. There's a transport quest. I may do a few of those if I feel like it, but they take a lot of time too, because you got to run up there, get the quest, and you got to run probably all the way down here and then back again. It takes forever. But I don't see any building fixing, so I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this until something happens that I can do some harvesting. So I'll be back at that time. I've slowly been advancing time, trying to get my crops to come up. Notice that the lawn's looking kind of nasty. Anyway, there's poor old Charlotte just working on her weeding, and oh man, she's not keeping up with it. Anyway, it is now the 24th of May. I got to the point where my crops in the greenhouse are ready to be picked again, so I thought I'd come back in. You can see that we have a little bit of growth here. This is getting at least up. It's going to be a few more, maybe a week or two, before we get crops that we can harvest. It looks like the field over here is up a little bit. The big one though is still kind of down. I'm debating too whether I want to do some of this stuff here, clean up the yard, or wait. I think I'm just going to wait, because it's just going to come back up again in a couple weeks. Let me grab this stuff and then we'll go on. I'm gonna race through time a little bit. And again, I am, every time a new day comes up, I run in and grab the milk and the eggs. I've sold some already, but I'm starting to stack up some more in here. The good news is I get kind of bored of just doing eggs and milk, and then a new day, eggs and milk, a new day. Occasionally, I'll go in and see if there's any quick and easy quest to do. I'm not doing a lot of that. I'm not doing any plowing. It takes too long. But I'll do a little bit of that. And then sometimes I'll run out and do some fishing. As you can see, I've done a little bit of fishing. I've got some fish to take in so that the wife can make me the baked fish dinner. Also, though, I told you before, the wife doesn't do the soups. So I'm going to take actually at least half of this stuff and make me some fish soups. There's two different kinds. There's the fish in tomato sauce, and the fish in aroma oil. And then the rest of it I'll give to her in the pantry so she can make the baked fish. I did at one point, I got a little bit bored, and I went in and made some soup for myself. It takes forever. You can only can one can at a time. And so you got to sit there at the stove, click the button, wait, it makes a can. Click another button, wait, it makes a can. It's kind of boring, but it's good food. So let's go ahead and pick the pumpkins. And then we'll get the zucchini. And I don't know, I think I might do the same thing I did this time. I've had several crops of tomatoes where tomatoes are on the big long run here. So I have a lot more tomatoes than I have zucchini and pumpkins. So I might do this again, where I put the zucchini and the pumpkins on the big long line, and put the tomatoes on the two small ones over there. And then next time, after this one, I'll put the tomatoes back over here. So now we have tomatoes. Let's pick all these tomatoes. I've had several days of rain while I've been waiting for the crops to grow. But when you have rain, you gotta watch this thing. This place gets over moist. There's really not much you can do about it except for wait till a sunny day and maybe open up some of these things. I haven't been doing that, actually. I really haven't. I've just been watching this. Now see, it's down now. it's down now because I just went, gosh, what did I do? I just went maybe 4 or 5 days, and I forgot to come in here and turn on the water. Let's see what we have in here. We've got pumpkins. Let's run over and do the pumpkins. Let's just do pumpkins right here. Oh, I may have to go to the store and buy new seeds. I don't know how many seeds I've got left in the seed bunker over there. Let's see. Zucchini. I got a little bit. Let's just do some zucchini here. It's a lot easier to plant than it is to harvest, to tell you that. Alright, let's go to the tomatoes. The maters. Give me some maters. I still got a few. Uh-oh, I missed the first one. Alright, there we go. Now let's give them some water and we'll get on with our business. Wow, we were into the dry. I neglected. I guess I got carried away running from day to day. I was listening to an audiobook and just collecting eggs, collecting milk, check to see if there's a quick quest, collecting eggs, change to the next day, collect eggs, collect milk, check to see if there's an easy quest. I did that over and over and over, and I forgot to come over here and turn the water on. My bad, but at least we got a harvest out of it. So I need to go and sell that stuff too. Tell you what, though, I've been selling a lot of stuff to John over here. Let's run to the other guy. I've only found 2 guys that you can sell to. There may be another one. I don't know if I've been to everybody in this map here. But John is one of them. He's got a little store over there. The other guy's just a farmer, as far as I know, but he's way up north here. So if we go way up north, whoops, I didn't go into the, let's go here. And he lives in this farm way up here in the northwest. But he also buys things and sells things. I always forget when I sell my products to these farmers and John to look and see what they've got for sale, because when you go out and about, I travel a lot on foot from field to field and place to place, and I'm always turning on my little spy eye or whatever they call that, because the things like that you can pick up, they glow. I don't know if you've noticed that, but if you find mushrooms and things, they glow. And so it's a little bit easier to see them. I don't see any out here. But trust me, they grow kind of greenish. They got a green light around them when you find them. So, but you don't find a lot of, I don't find a lot of raspberries, strawberries, apples, things like that. Pardon my voice. There's a lot of pollen out right now. Getting on to be spring here. This is the guy, Daniel. Now, this woman here, Lydia, she's glitched. Notice I can talk to her, but I can't. You hit the button and you can't talk to her. She's had some quests recently, and I haven't been able to take the quest because she's glitched. She won't talk to you. So anyway, I'll talk to him.
Hello there.
Hey, Daniel.
Well, hello there.
You want to trade?
Care to trade?
Absolutely.
Now, the reason why I like to check these guys, a lot of times I sell them my stuff. They don't seem to resell it, though. This is all stuff I've sold him in the past. The question in this is, though, to look in here and see sometimes they've got apples and sometimes they've got strawberries and things like that that are really hard to find. They're really hard. And the whole time I've been looking for mushrooms and things like that, I've only found strawberries once. So let me sell my eggs to this feller. And the milk, I'm going to sell him the milk. I keep some of the milk. Let me keep some of the milk because I like to make homogenized milk, or condensed milk is what they call it in this game. So I'm going to keep some of that because I like condensed milk, because sometimes when I'm not terribly hungry, I can just drink a little milk and my health is back up to snuff. I'm going to sell my tomatoes to this feller, but I'm going to keep a few because I want to make some soup. So let me keep a few of those. And then let's sell all of these pumpkins except for a few. I want to keep some for soup. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Thank you, sir. So we made a little bit of money. Let's head back. I want to check. Every once in a while, you will find a treasure chest. And I guess they just randomly spawn on the map somewhere. And I did a mission recently where I had to go into this town up here. And I saw one, and then I did the mission and was going to check it when I was done with the mission, and I forgot. I just teleported home. So I want to check that out, see what was in that chest. Usually it's not anything particularly good, but everything is for sale, so let's see if it's still there. I don't know if it stays there until I open it, or if it just randomly disappears and appears somewhere else. But we'll find out here. It was a couple of missions ago. There it is. It's still there. I'm thinking it stays there until you find it. Okay, so we got a ring. We know that's worth about 400 and something. And we got some soups. So let's go ahead and just take everything. And then I think this thing will eventually disappear and it'll pop up somewhere else. Right, so I have been actually, the reason I missed it is because I've been doing like this and teleporting home to my truck. It's a quick way to get home. Okay, so I think I'm going to run over to John. I'm going to sell that ring because I think it's worth about 400 credits. In this game, it's euros, so not bad for just, finding a treasure chest. Look, that barrel's back up here. This barrel keeps appearing up here, and it keeps rolling down this hill. I don't know who brings it up. Probably John. Chasing barrels again.
Good to see you. Can I help you?
Yeah, I want to trade a ring.
Care to trade?
Sure. What do you need?
Nothing. I just want to sell you something. Yeah, this is a purple. Oh, it's only worth 200. Yeah, so he sells them for 3. I can get 2 out of it. That's fine. That's fine. So, it was the weed eater that sold for 400. Let's sell him that ring. We're gonna keep the soup, and off we go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the euros, although I don't know what euros are worth. I think they're worth more than the dollar, though, or at least currently. Money changes all the time. That's why there's an exchange rate. So, okay, I'm done dinking around here. I'm going to go... Let me go and put some of this stuff... Let's see, I was going to keep those fish, wasn't I? Right, I'm keeping this stuff because I'm going to make soups and stuff out of it. I don't know why the missus doesn't make soup. Because she's probably... Soup is not gourmet, I guess. She just does gourmet stuff. Alright, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop here again. And I'm going to keep working until I get my crops up. And I'll be back if anything happens interesting. Okay, so I'm back. Hey, guess what? We're into June. Today's actually Sunday, June 14th. That day doesn't really mean anything to me, but tomorrow does. June 15th is my birthday in real life. So I think there might be one field that we were looking at. I think it ripens. I think it's going to ripen in one more day. It looks real close anyway. It's kind of hard to say. It's not quite yellow. I went out and I thought it was ready when I went out in the field because it looked yellowish, but it wasn't quite yellow. So I think one more day will do it. Let's try. Dun da da da, June 15th, my birthday. That makes me a Gemini. And I am actually two different people. I really am. I'm not bipolar by any means. Nothing like that. I'm nothing like that. But there are times where I can be real talkative and times where I don't want to talk to anybody. All right, it did. It ripened up. It was a lot more ripe than this field is, but it just didn't look that bright golden color. It just kind of looked yellowish. And so this one's ready to go. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, well, now here's what I discovered. When you hire a worker to work, they come with their own equipment. Now, if you look at the map, let's see. Okay, so you point at the map that you want to work, which is this one, the field, I should say, and click on it, and then you can hire a worker to do all these things. When you hire a worker to harvest, it's harvest and sell. So you only hire one worker. How does he do that? I mean, does he come with a combine and a truck or a tractor and stop and haul the stuff in, or what? Oh, are you kidding? It's my birthday. You can't rain on my birthday. That means I can't harvest. What's the weather look like for tomorrow? Oh, of course, tomorrow's sunny. That's just not right. Rain on a man's birthday. Oh, jeez. Well, let's see. I can do this while it's raining, I guess. Let me go check on the other fields, though, because it seems like I planted, some of these I planted myself, and some I planted with the help of a worker. And I think see, now that one's ready. Now, wait a minute. That's the one, maybe not. See, this one I had done by a worker. And you can tell when you do it by a worker because it's 100%. For some reason, I can't seem to get 100% on anything. But, yeah, see, look. This one was the one that was weird. It was seeded at two different times. I seeded this one, and I was working on it with myself, and it was late in the evening. I quit for the day. It was like a week before I got back to the game and didn't realize I hadn't finished this field. I thought it was done until I came down here and clicked on it, and it said that it was only 49%. So I had to come back over here and seed it. So this has got a week's worth of growth on it compared to this side. But I can't harvest in the rain. So let me do this. There's no need in you watching me harvest the greenhouse. So I'm going to harvest the greenhouse, and I'll take us into tomorrow, and we'll start a harvest over there. And I think I want to hire a worker. The reason why is it's late in the season. It's June. So, and I still don't know how long it's going to be before this stuff is ready. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that in September, let's see, June, July, August, I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this. It shouldn't take me any more than a week to do harvest. But see, if I do it myself, I have to harvest it. I have to wait until the combine's full. Then I have to jump out. Then I have to get the tractor. And I have to come and get the wheat. And I have to get back in the combine. Go another 5 feet. Stop. Get the tractor. Get the grain. Back in the combine. Another 5 feet. Now, it's not literally 5 feet. But it's only about like one time up the field and halfway down. And you've got a full combine. Because that combine doesn't hold anything. So after you do all that, then you've got to haul all the grain to the sell point and back with a very slow tractor. Well, my tractor's faster than it used to be. But anyway, it takes a lot of time. Then you have to get your baler out and bale all the straw. Then you got to pick the straw up. You store what you need and sell the rest, which again takes forever, trip by trip by trip. I'm not quite sure, but I think that hiring a worker is going to help me out. So I'm gonna hire a worker because they say they harvest and sell. I'm interested in finding out what that means. So let me get this stuff done and I'll be back. Well, okay, it's the day after my birthday. I should have some sunshine today. Now, generally when it's a rainy day, it'll still be raining. Yeah, it is, but it will clear up in just a few minutes. In the meantime, by the way, I was going to tell you, it seems to me that I've noticed that when we have a rainy day, there's no real farm work can be done. I can do things like weed eating and stuff like that, but there's real no farm work to do. So the housewife on a rainy day, there she is. It's a rainy day. Well, it's raining this morning, but she spends the whole day in the kitchen, and that's when I get the most food out of her. So rainy days are kind of good for that anyway. The cows need to be milked. I suppose I could do that until the rain stops. Wait a minute. Is the rain stopping? Ah, rain has stopped. All right, well, I'll let her take care of the cattle then. By the way, I did replant the greenhouse. I ran out of tomato seeds, so I had to run to the store and buy some tomato seeds. Now, I'm curious about this here, hiring a worker to do the harvest. So, because how's that going to work? Is there two guys? Is there one guy that has to do it all, or how does that work? So I'm going to go ahead and hire a guy to do this. And so we're going to go do this field right here. Click to hire a worker, harvest and sell. And let's see what happens. And also, I've had some issues with the game mechanics recently in that doing sometimes working all day. I mean, literally, when you work, here he comes already. Gee whiz, where's he coming from? And at least he's got some new equipment. Working all day. Like I worked all day here a while back and did all the weed eating, all the mowing. I had this whole place looking good. It took me, a couple hours to do it. And then I did a bunch of other stuff that took me a physical game day to do. At the end of the game day, I decided to do something. I jumped on my tractor and the game froze. And I had to get out of it. Now, this game does not have any kind of autosave that I'm aware of. It doesn't have an autosave. It doesn't have, at this point, a quick save. And so I hadn't saved. Oh, look at that. Pardon me. Just like squirrel. He's selling the product as he cuts it. Really? Because look, my euros are going up like crazy. Well, that answered that question. Wow, that's a lot quicker than I can do. I have to cut it, put it in a little bitty trailer, haul it away. Anyway, what I was saying is, you really, if you're going to do something, each job you do, like if I go in and do now this job of repopulating the greenhouse is not a big deal. Took me like all of a minute. But let's say I'm going to do a big job like weeding the whole farm or doing a harvest. Save your game. Physically save your game every time something happens. Like I'm going to save my game now because that guy started this harvest. So save your game. You'll save yourself some big trouble, because that's happened to me like 2-3 times before I learned my lesson. So every time I start to do a big job, or I finish a big job, I save. Before I jump into the next day, I do a save. Because you never know what the next day's going to bring. So I've had some things where I thought, you know what, I really want to do that job over there, but I'm gonna sleep and I'll do it tomorrow. And then I sleep, and tomorrow something happens that whatever that opportunity was, or whatever it was, it went away, or I got penalized for it, or I lost social points because I didn't do something I should have done on time. And so if I'd have saved before I quit, I could have went, oh, geez, I'm just going to start the day over. It would have saved me a lot of grief. So there you go. Another little tip. Don't do as I do, do as I say. It's one of those kind of things, because I'm going to forget and do it again, because I've already done it several times where I've screwed up. Right, I don't know what to do while I'm waiting for him to harvest, so let me think here. I'm going to grab my tractor and the harrow and clean up some of this stuff while he's harvesting. And then I'm going to follow him around with the baler. I guess I could actually do that. I don't think I'd get in his way. Where's my tractor? What the hell did I do with my tractor? Oh, I think I put it in here. I put it in the garage. That's what I did. He's right here. No, he's not. That's not the one. It's this one. Right. Here's what I didn't notice. I didn't notice that the actual garage that I have my truck in, you can't drive through. This one you can drive through because it's your car wash and your fuel and your mechanicing. And then this one you can drive through because that's your grain silo from up above, from your grain storage. Right. Let's get this guy going. Okay, I'm going to grab the harrow. If I can figure out where I left it. Was I going to get the harrow? Yeah, I'm going to get the harrow. Okay, my harrow is hidden in the weeds up here. There it is right there. I was looking for the harrow. I couldn't find it. I friggin' ran by it 3 times and couldn't see it. Isn't that crazy? And I always think about the easy way after I've tried the hard way a dozen times. What's the easy way? The easy way is pulling your map open, zooming in, and looking at your equipment. You can see where it's at. That's the easy way, but I never do the easy way. I do the rude man way. Unfortunately for me. So let's kind of clean this up. I'm going to let him do a couple of rounds. I may even let him finish, because for me to start working the baler goes very fast. So, I'd get in his way, I'm afraid. Let's just kind of clean that farmyard out a little bit here. In my opinion, you have to do this way too often to make it any fun, because it's not fun. I'm just going to kind of run down the middle and clean the rest up with the weed eater. Is there a log through here? I think there is. I might hit the log. Let's see. Yeah, the log. Oh no, there's a big rock there. Oh, there's got to be an easier way. Actually, the weed eater's not... Oh, did I just hit Charlotte? I ran over Charlotte. Oh, man, she's got a headache now. Bad me. Actually, the weed eater's not that bad to use. Doesn't do big chunks like this thing does, but but it's really not that bad. I'll show you that here in a sec. Let me get up and get this. Let me show you the weed eater, because it's not really that bad. Let's jump off here. Let's open up this and grab the old weed eater, and I'll show you a little bit of that. Here's what I was doing before. I was going and pretending it was like a real weed eater and doing like this stuff. It's a waste of time to do this. All you really have to do is pick a line and run with it, and just go. Just pick a line and go. And it actually weed eats a fairly good swath, as you see, and then you just keep going, just keep running. And for me, it's a whole lot easier to do it with a keyboard. As you can see, I don't control a controller very well. It's a lot easier for me to do it with a keyboard, because with the mouse is more accurate for me than trying to use a controller. So yeah, that's the easy way to do it. Just pick a line and run. Just run through it, and it cuts it just fine. See that? Don't pretend it's a real weed eater and you have to work it back and forth and round and all that kind of junk, because you don't. Just all it is a consumer of time. And don't get into your crops with it, for sure. But as you can see, it's actually going to be faster than the harrow, because even though the swath is more narrow, you can move and maneuver much faster. Yeah, just pick a line and run. Yeah, I'm not walking, I'm running. So you can actually do quite a bit of work very quickly. And then, if there's little bitty chunks that you miss, you can come back and clean those up later. But yeah, you can really get a lot of work done doing it this way. Especially if there's an edge to run against. Let me get up this area right here, clean this up. Even the orchard you can do very quickly. Yeah, once I do that, then I come back and do this stuff around stumps and trees and junk-a-doodle-doo like that. Clean those areas up. Around the rocks, stuff like that. You can do it pretty quick. I almost said, and it's kind of fun, but it's really not. It may be fun the first time you do it because you're accomplishing something, and you can look back and say, wow, doesn't that look nice? But the second time, you get over that real quick. Let's get around this building here. Yeah, this should be a better place to park your vehicles, and it probably is, but I just tend to drop my equipment anywhere I can find an empty space, which isn't good. So anyway, I think let's just clean up around here real quick. I think I'm going to probably end the episode here, and I'll keep cleaning up here while that guy's working, and then in a day or two I'm talking game day. The rest of the fields should be ripening up pretty quickly now, and I can get this harvest done. And I want to make sure that I get all the the plowing, the fertilizing, the cultivating. I want to get that all done so that I've got a crop planted by September 30th. Because at the day, right after September 30, the game jumps to April with a brand new harvest. So I want to get. I did a harvest in April that I planted in September, and I planted right away again in April, and I'm doing that harvest now. And I don't think I can get another one in before September. So I want to go ahead and get the crops all planted so that in April I've got another crop going. Now somebody said to me in a comment that your crops die in the wintertime. I planted everything in wheat and they didn't die. I planted everything in September. I planted all 4 fields. And in April, all 4 fields were ready to harvest. So I don't know if it's a particular crop that might die over the winter, like maybe corn does. I don't know, but wheat didn't. And in the forums, I saw that wheat is the best-selling crop. So I haven't planted anything else because I want the money. I need the equipment. So anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Hope you had fun. I know it's a little bit disjointed because we were manipulating time, but hope you had fun. If you did, give it a like, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't. I will see you back on the farm in the next episode. Happy farming.